How's it going, guys? Bass and Bill 96 here, and in today's video, I'm going to be fishing my first ever professional bass fishing tournament. We are headed to the St. Lawrence River, the land of the giant smallmouth, to compete for over $30,000 for the first place prize. Okay, but really quick, before we get into today's video, if you guys enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and that subscribe button. It means a lot to me. It really helps the channel grow, and I post fishing videos like this on a weekly basis, so if you like this one, there's a chance you're going to like the other ones that I post, and yeah, without further ado, let's hop into the fishing. So we are headed to northern New York to fish the FLW Costa Event on the St. Lawrence River, and I'm fishing it as a co-angler, so I get randomly paired with a boater and I fish behind him and try to catch my 5 biggest bass and bring him to the scales. So we headed to the pre-tournament meeting and I got paired up with my boater. My boater told me we're going to be fishing a couple shallow spots, but the majority of the day we were going to be fishing out deep, which definitely plays into my strengths because I like throwing drop shots and Ned rigs, stuff like that. I'm from Michigan and I have a ton of finesse fishing knowledge, so I was really excited for, you know, the way that we were going to be fishing the tournament. The next day I rolled up, parked in the co-angler lot, and I got shuttled down to the launch to meet up with my boater. Now the Costa events are 3-day events. Everybody fishes day 1 and 2, and then day 3 is the top 10 cut. So you have to be in the top 10 if you want to fish on the final day and have a chance at $30,000. Now that means you have to make sure that you have at least a solid day 1 because you don't want to write yourself out of the tournament right from the get-go. So I knew I needed to catch at least 10 pounds, but really I was shooting for 12 to 15 pounds. I felt like that would be a really solid range to be up near that top 20 mark or so. So on that note, we took off and headed to our first spot of the day. We rolled up to our first few spots and we did not get a single bite on any of them. I didn't get a bite, he didn't get a bite, and I'm starting to become a little bit skeptical because I figured at some point we were going to roll up on a spot and stuff was going to happen, and that's exactly how it went down. A chatterbait, huh? There you go. Heck yeah, man. That's a good one. So he gets his first fish of the day, but then nothing else came in that dock fishing spot. And we rolled up to the 4th or 5th spot to make a nice long drift in some deep water, which is what I've been waiting for all day long. Yep. Feels pretty small. I got him. It's a little guy. I think I caught the smallest St. Lawrence smallmouth of all time.
No, that was pretty
Yeah. Oh, spit a shad up or goby or something. Let's see. Yeah, little goby. Spit her up. Number 1, little baby. On the old Ned rig. Yep. Feels small again though. Yeah, that's a better one. Now she's fighting. Thank you. Yes. There we go. First real St. Lawrence smallmouth. Somewhat decent. Probably should have put a cold tag on that first one. So finally, we got on a few fish and I was feeling pretty confident. I had one decent one in the box and I think 1 or 2 other fish as well. And I kind of figured out the pattern within the pattern, which I feel like is super crucial as a co-angler because you have to try to differentiate yourself a little bit than the boater because a lot of times you're fishing water that they have already fished. So you need to figure something else out, maybe a different bait, a different way to work the bait, something like that to, you know, get those fish in the boat because he's getting all of the first casts on the spot. Luckily for drift fishing, it doesn't apply as much, but I did notice the fish wanted the bait super slow, so slow. I was pretty much just sitting there with the rod in my hand and waiting. I kind of let the current take the bait. I would feel it ticking over rocks, but mostly I was just standing there with the rod in my hand, and that was super crucial for getting those bites. We found this little prime spot within the stretch that we were fishing, and that's where I caught pretty much my first 3 or 4 keepers. We actually made a drift through it. I caught a few, and then we made another drift through, and I caught some more. There we go. Yep. Oh. Now she's just digging. Get it this way. What are you doing? It's not even that big. Yeah, they just go crazy. Not even doing anything. Jeez, run that there. Come straight to the boat. There we go. This is freaking fighting like it's a 6 and it's freaking not even big. Thank you. It's a 2-pounder. Sweet. Just dragging it right over those rocks.
The old turd, right?
The old turd. This is the little goby color. So we made 2 or 3 drifts down this spot and it was pretty much dried up. We didn't get any more bites, so we moved on to the next spot. And it was really, really similar to the spot that we just fished. Yep. It's not very big, I don't think. I got her, yeah. She's not big. Yeah, she's little. Thank you. Yep, there's a better one. Oh, this is a big one, isn't it? A lot of weight to her. Not a big one. Still better though. Thank you. All right, that's 5, baby. Thank God for 12-inch limits. Never really fished 12-inch limits. That sucks. I thought that was a big one. She was heavy. Yep. That feels like a decent one. Come on, no, no, no. No, 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 no. Yes! Thank you, sir. Oh my gosh, thank you. Holy smokes. Thank you. What a nut job. We got it on camera too. Yeah. That's awesome. Thank you. So I catch like 3 or 4 keepers right in a row, including my biggest one of the day that my boater saved. Honestly, without him, with that awesome net job, I would be so much further down the leaderboard at the end of the day because that was my biggest fish and it got rid of like a little like 12.5-inch pipsqueak bass. But once again, on this spot, I kind of found like the spot within the spot and the pattern within the pattern. So the deal here was there was a low current seam where the currents kind of like were going a different direction, and right in that spot there was a big rock pile, and that is where I got all of those bites. But after we caught a few fish, we continued to drift down and we caught some other interesting species, to say the least.
Yeah.
Yep, good one. Good one, really good one. Oh my gosh, I think it's a big one. This one feels like a smallie, please. Or a walleye? Oh, yeah, it's a walleye.
Is it?
It's a big old walleye, yeah.
Oh,
What in the world? That might be one of the biggest walleye I've ever caught.
It was bigger now.
What in the world? It's probably close to 6 or so.
Yeah.
6-pounder probably. Nice walleye. Dang it! I thought that was a smallie for sure. Got one. It's on the net or the drop?
Yeah.
She fighting weird. Oh, I think it's a giant pike. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's a freaking giant one. Holy smokes. On a little Ned rig. Oh my gosh, man. Do you want me to put that in the net or? You want me to try to? Swing her in kind of or something. There we go. I don't want to break your net. Yeah, sorry. That's a freak. There you go. Oh my gosh. That is awesome.
So we ain't catching no smallmouth, that's easy.
Yeah, right? That is a freaking giant.
Oh, I got one on. It's not very big, I don't think, but I just had one on. It was just sitting in there. It's a dink. What in the world? Holy smokes.
That is pretty much it for the fish that we caught that day. We still had like 2 or 3 hours left to fish, but it seemed like the bite completely shut off. We could not get bit anywhere that we went. We fished probably a dozen more spots and did not catch another bass. So we headed in for the weigh-in to see where we were gonna end up after day number 1.
Bring us a limit of bass today. Your limit today, William. Gonna weigh 13 pounds and 4 ounces, sir. 13.4.
Thank you.
Thank you, bud.
So I had 13 pounds and some change, and after the weigh-in was all said and done, I was sitting in 31st place out of like 130 or 120, 140 boats, something like that. All I knew was I was right inside of that check range. They ended up paying, I think, the top 40 spots, so I knew I was sitting in a good position going into day 2. In order to make a jump up into the top 10, I figured I was gonna need like 15, 16, 17 pounds at least. In order to catch a check, I figured I was gonna need to catch like 11 or 12 pounds, because usually you take, the cut line weight and you multiply by 2 and then you subtract like 1 or 2 pounds. So I figured if I could catch like 11 or 12 pounds, there's a really good chance I would catch a check. So we set ourselves up going into day 2, but we were going to have another good day. But that is where I'm gonna end today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really enjoyed fishing on this higher level. Now that I'm out of college, I'm really, really excited to fish more tournaments like this one. So I hope you guys like watching these videos, because there's probably gonna be some more of them coming in the near future. Thank you again for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one.